Hello, everyone. Have you ever considered supporting your potato plants as they're growing in your garden? That's what this video is all about today. Hi, everyone. My name is Kim, and I live in Southwest Ohio. And I do something with my potatoes that I don't see actually anybody in the States. Maybe it's happening out there, I'm just not aware of it. But I always like to provide a little bit of support for my potatoes. Now, I've done videos on this before, but this is what I was working on today, so I thought I'd bring you with me. Whether you're growing your potatoes in a raised bed like this, or in a pot or a grow bag, for me personally, I like to provide support for those potatoes. When those potato stems or hulls get really tall and the wind gets to blowing them around, at least where I live, sometimes they will fall over and it'll make you think that the potatoes are ready to be harvested. So that's not always the case. It could be that the stems were just not strong enough to handle the strong winds, or maybe you've overwatered or underwatered. So I like to provide support so I can make sure I get good airflow in between my potatoes. Now, I do plant my potatoes fairly close together, and a couple different reasons. I've had some people say, hey, you need to separate them out and pull them farther apart. Well, it depends on what I'm trying to do. If I want a huge potato, then I like to give them some space. But if I want just a decent sized potato, about the palm of my hand, then I plant my potatoes somewhere between 6 and 8 inches apart, just to keep some of the varieties from getting huge and knotty and wonky looking, if you know what I mean. But the one thing that I always do, or I try to do, I should say, is provide support to keep that airflow coming through the potatoes as they get tall and leaf out and blooms and all of that kind of stuff. I want to make sure that we're getting airflow to everything. So I use these for my pots. And so we're going to go work on that first. And then we're going to come back and talk about how I've provided support for my raised beds second. So let's head over to the pots. So I'm calling these pots, y'all, but I'm talking grow bags is what I'm talking about. So we started some of these together, and even though the green is not above the ground yet, I know that those potatoes are down there doing some work. So what we're going to do is provide these types of trellises right here to each and every one of these pots. Now, and there's nothing special about this. I found them on Amazon, and I've been using them for years for my pots because I used to grow I used to have like 30 or 40 pots of just potatoes before I moved them into a raised bed. So we're going to put these on. And the way this is set up, I think it's three legs for each one of these. I did pick a crooked one, didn't I? And this is what I do, just like this. And the hulls will grow up in between these opening, and then it'll help stabilize it and let that airflow get in between. And I've had some pretty decent potato harvest from grow bags. Not always, y'all, not always. I'm not perfect. Everything's not always great here in my garden, but I show you everything, the good and the bad. And there's been a lot of good lately. So we're going to get these in. And y'all, I'm trying to fight the weather because rain is coming. So we're going to see if we can get this done before the rain gets here. And if the rain gets here first, we'll come back and finish after the rain. The other thing that I'm going to do with these potatoes over here, y'all, they will be on drip. I just don't have it set up yet, but we will get it on drip. Y'all, the wind's picking up. That rain is coming. It is definitely coming. But yes, we'll get drip over here eventually. I'm going to tie right into the drip line and get drip on these as well. But this is how I provide support for potatoes in bags. Now we're going to head over to that raised bed and I'm going to show you the process I use for that as well. Now this has been a little more difficult than my pots. So I had to find a different material. I mean, I could have used cattle panel trellis, y'all, but I didn't want to waste a cattle panel trellis on this. I just need something super light. I wish I could have found something that was like 5 feet wide, but I couldn't at the time. And now I have what I have and we're going to use what we got, if you know what I mean. But I'm going to attach these together. I'm going to try to. This is the 3rd year I've used it, so it's looking a little rough, y'all. I think this is how I did it. And I just take my little staple here. I took these little wood pieces, and y'all, this is probably not the best way, but this is what we got. And it holds them together. So there are 3 pieces. Oh, I got one more I need to get to hold together here. I'm going to go ahead and put this over. And I got to get some more wooden stakes because I'm down to 3 and I need about 6. But we're going to see if we can put this up with 3 for now. Now I need to just get wire ties to do this. But I don't have any of those either right now. So you use what you got, whatever that may be. Found another little broke one here. So what we have to do is decide how high up we want it. And I'm thinking about right here. Oops, I missed. It's good. And of course, I'm trying to do this on camera, so it's going to look horrible because I'm trying to do it on camera. I should have just did it and came back and showed you. Y'all, I found some more wood. Woo-hoo! We're going to get this up right since I got the wood to do it. And I know this looks all crazy now, but once these potatoes get all big and lush and full, you'll understand what I'm really trying to do here. Ooh, that looks tacky. Ooh, that looks tacky. Ooh, and that's broke. That's dangerous. I'm gonna have to come cut that off, y'all. Somebody gonna stab themselves. All right, we gotta cut this sharp place off. Can't have that. There we go. My little CC does the trick for us, y'all. Now let's see if I can use this to help stabilize it even better. Oh yeah. Now we're cooking with grease. Now it might be used grease, dirty grease, but we're getting it done. And not the pretty way, but it's getting done. Boy, y'all, you can tell I rigged this up. I rigged it up. Not even good, but it's rigged. Y'all, that's pretty bad. That's real bad, y'all. This backside looks good. This is what's horrible. Y'all, that's bad. I probably shouldn't even show this video. I'm gonna show it anyway because this is the real deal. Y'all, I should have got new stuff. I should have, but I didn't. So this is what we got. Oh well, this is where we are. Next year, y'all, I'm gonna have to redo this. I think this is the last year that this is gonna work in this format. That's all right, y'all. It is what it is. I know this isn't looking the best right now, but here's some pictures of this space from last year and previous years of how this little bit of support turns out beautifully in my garden. and it looks a little ragged. This is year 3 using this, and I think this is the last year. I'm gonna have to pull out another roll and do it again. It works. So whether you're growing in pots, whether I'm growing in pots or in a raised bed, I like to provide support. And this support looks horrible, but the pots look good. But this is what I'm working on today. Talk to you again soon. Bye.